Kathy, I want to ask you about the term disinhibition, specifically as it relates to Tourette, and again, in the classroom or for a student's experience. What can you tell me about this term?
Disinhibition for me is one of the most important things to understand with Tourette. It's also one of the most difficult things to understand, and it's also one of the most difficult to recognize. Disinhibition basically is the inability to inhibit consistently behaviors that you know are not appropriate. So it's not that we need to teach the student what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. They know what's appropriate.
Mhm.
It's just that the basal ganglia in the brain is the part of the brain that lets the person um, do something or inhibit something.
Okay.
And it changes. It's in the moment. In the moment, they either let you do it, force you to do it, or don't let you do it. And it's all with the basal ganglia. So with the Tourette syndrome, obviously the chemicals in the brain really impact the basal ganglia. So students may appear to be rude. They may appear to say things that are inappropriate or bad, when in reality they're trying really hard not to be bad
Yeah.
and to be appropriate. But it's hard to recognize because, if there's a student in your room that is saying "shut up," that may be something that they know they shouldn't say,
Mhm.
but it's also something that in the moment they need to say. And also it can appear, you know, like when I'm angry, I think of words.
Mhm.
I'm mostly, not always, able to inhibit them. Um, so it does happen when kids are upset or
Yeah.
angry, but it also can happen when they're happy
Okay.
or
So
just
just like a
really.
thought going through their mind that isn't inhibited, that sort of that gatekeeper's not doing its job properly. Okay.
Right. Like if somebody is, a lot of people have misophonia, and
Explain
that's
what that is. I know the term, but just explain what is misophonia.
okay. It's noises that can really, really
Really
irritate you.
irritate. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's like nails on a blackboard
Yeah.
for most people. So with misophonia, if there's a student that is chewing gum or clearing their throat
Yeah.
or making some kind of noise that
Clicking a pen is a common
clicking,
one. Yeah.
yes, clicking a pen, the person with Tourette, it may annoy them, it may not. But I mean, I know quite a few kids that can't handle chewing gum. And so they may say something that sounds very inappropriate to the person that is chewing gum.
Okay. And again, it seems like stress feeds into it. And then the negative emotions that the student might feel, the guilt at knowing, "Oh, I've just blurted the thing that I know that I shouldn't, but it can't be stopped. I'm compelled to do it." And I can see how it could build. Is there an outlet? Is there a way that a teacher could help a student when that cycle begins?
Um, Boy, that's a hard one. If the cycle begins, then I like kids being able to take a break. But what I see too often is the plan will be that the child takes a break at 10:30 or 12:30.
Mhm.
They need to be able to take a break when they're feeling that their anxiety is getting to be so much that their tics are going to increase and their disinhibition is going to increase. So taking a break can sometimes help. What also helps is letting the whole classroom know
Yeah.
that this can happen. And I know a lot of parents and a lot of kids don't want that because they're afraid that there's going to be more bullying.
Yeah. It
Um,
could be weaponized against the student, unfortunately.
yeah, typically, and typically in the big sense, um, it reduces bullying because kids can be a whole lot more forgiving than us adults.
Yeah.
So when kids know what's going on, then there oftentimes is less bullying, and there's often sometimes when people will defend the kid. Stop making fun of him. That's his Tourette and he can't help it.
Yeah, or stop trying to trigger him. We all know that gum chewing is one of those things that's just like nails on a chalkboard to the student. Okay.
Yeah, my son was triggered one time. He had a really hard time with people burping. And so when he would walk past this certain student, the student would burp really loudly. And finally, the teacher recognized it and made the student stop, told him it was bullying and you can't do that. And so he did stop. But there's numerous examples of the disinhibition. When a teacher says, we're going to have a test or a quiz, that's not received real well by most students. And so they may say something. And probably the rest of the class is thinking something too, but they're able to inhibit it, whereas the person with Tourette isn't able to inhibit it and may say something rude to the teacher.
All right. Thanks for explaining that.